Looks like I'm on mute this morning. Having a little technical difficulty with my microphone. Hold on. Turn on my DJI. Should be good now. Let's see where we're at. Let me make sure my mic's on. Yeah, that's not the right mic. Switch it over. Should be good now. All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me straighten that out just a little bit. Hope everybody's doing well. Go ahead and check in with me in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so I can see your comments as they come in. Looks like we're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Gratitude Engaged series of the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your wealth, health, business, career, your relationships, and in your life. And this Gratitude Engaged series, something new I've been doing, super excited about it, where every morning we're going to get moving, okay? We're going to get our blood pumping. We're going to share what we're grateful for, set our goals, so that way we can keep climbing higher every single day. So I'm excited you guys are here with me this morning. A couple of things that I wrote down this morning that I'm grateful for. If you've been following me on my journey, I am grateful for the breath in my lungs, fresh, new breath. I have recently quit smoking, and you know what? I'm doing great, y'all. I just want to report that I'm doing great. I've gone officially a week without cigarettes and cold turkey. You know what I mean? Love it. It's amazing. What a victory that is. And today is day 8. So keeping the streak going, still going strong. It's amazing. And every day is just getting easier and easier. And one thing I can tell you that it's giving me back is it's giving me back not just my health, right? And that's probably the biggest thing. But what I'm going to tell you is it's giving me back more of my life, which is so cool. Like, I get more time back. Like, cigarettes is a way to literally kill time. You're not only like killing yourself, but you're killing your time. That's what it's like. For me, it was a wind down. It was a way to like just do nothing. So anyways, I'm excited that I'm getting more of my time back. You know, time is the one thing that we don't even know how much we got, right? So we got to spend it wisely. So super excited about that. I'd love to hear from you guys what's something you're grateful for. But for me, I'm super grateful that I'm continuing that streak, getting more of my time back, because I got a lot of stuff to do. I got a lot of things going on, always going, moving, shaking, and I ain't got no time to waste. So I love that. I'm also grateful for the wisdom and vision that God is planting in me right now, for both my personal life and my business life. I'm seeing a transformation there as well. I've recently, because of this series, well, not just because of this, I mean, there's other reasons too, but this is holding me accountable. This Gratitude Engaged series is holding me accountable to do the things that I know I needed to be doing, which was my prayer journal, reading the Bible every morning, and, just getting closer to God again. I've gone through seasons in my life where I've been stronger in my faith, and I think we all go through that. I was talking to pastor at my church. He actually goes to my gym. We were at the gym, Apex, and we were talking. And I was just sharing him, like sharing with him, like we go through seasons, and I told him that this series was actually a vision that I had, and the real purpose of it, guys, it's more for me to hold me accountable to do the things. Like every morning, it's like that I want to put God first, so that's the first thing I do is my gratitude, my goals, my prayer journal, read the Bible, all of that. That's first. And then I literally, right after that, I jump in my ice bath. Y'all might think I'm crazy for that, but I jump in my ice bath, and then I come here to talk to you guys. And through that process, I'm getting a lot of visions downloaded into me, things that I'm, looking to do. And it's just amazing the progress that I'm already seeing in just a short amount of time. I think this is episode 8, y'all. Episode 8, and I'm already seeing progress. I'm going to encourage you to do this for yourself. Like, it may seem like a lot, but it's really not. It's the things that are necessary. I get more done before 9 o'clock than most people do all day long. Most people are like, oh, I don't know how the time, like all these excuses. And no, you got time. You got time. It's just, how are you using it? I mean, that's the thing is, again, I was just telling you, with cigarettes, I was burning time, right? Literally burning time. We have time. It's just about putting a priority to it. And a few episodes ago, I talked about the priorities and putting God back first, putting God first. So that was another thing that I'm grateful for, again, is the wisdom and the vision that God is planting in me right now. There are things that are growing inside of me for both my personal life and my business life, right? So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to make an impact beyond just myself, to multiply the gifts that I've been given, to help other people succeed. Because what is that saying? They say, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, take others with you, or something like that. I'm probably messing it up. Or you've heard that. Maybe you've heard it's lonely at the top. Basically, I've been, for the longest time, doing a lot of things myself. And, I have a small team and things like that, but I'm looking to expand. I'm looking to really take the knowledge that I have and multiply it. And so I've got a few goals that I'm looking to launch, which is a mastermind, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But really, taking the things that I know can help people and packaging it up in a way that it can be multiplied over and over and over again. And I've done this before. I'm doing it still right now with the career transition community. I have a mastermind there where I get to help people and take the knowledge that I have and expand it. And it's beautiful watching the growth that happens in other people's lives, the transformation that happens in other people's lives. It's such an amazing thing. And so I do it right now in the career transition community. I'm looking to do it within my local office, and been having conversations with my managing partner about the best way to put that together and to make that happen. So I'm excited about that. So let's get into some of the scripture that I was reading this morning. I was reading Romans 3. Okay, so Romans 3, Paul reminds us that none of us are righteous on our own. We all fall short of the glory of God, each and every one of us. But the good news is, through faith, we're all justified freely by his grace. Okay, so thank God for that. Because I promise you right now, I fall short every single day. Every day. I got to get up and ask for the forgiveness and keep moving forward. That's kind of what this show's all about, right? Like, every day I mess up. Every day I make mistakes. I'm not perfect by any means, but you got to get up, get on your feet, get moving, ask for forgiveness, right? You should see my prayer journal. It's like, forgive me. Like, I mess up all the time, y'all. So get up, keep moving forward, and thank God for grace. I just love that word, by the way. That word, grace, just such a beautiful word. So my takeaway for today as I was reading is that it's not about perfection, y'all. It's not about shortcuts. It's about grace. It's about consistency. It's about letting God use us as vessels to multiply impact. I mean, that's what we're called here to do, is to multiply his kingdom on the earth. And I think about the multiplication effect of that. And there's many times throughout the scripture that Jesus, his miracles was to multiply things in a lot of ways. So I'm asking God for that, to help me to maximize my impact, to help other people, to serve other people, and to use the gifts that he's given me to do that. So super excited about that. Those were a couple of my takeaways from the scripture as I read this morning. A couple of my goals that I have, again, expand the impact within my office. I want to launch a weekly mastermind study group focused solely on client acquisition strategies, okay, in a highly regulated industry. So my industry is, again, highly regulated, a lot of compliance, a lot of regulation, a lot of red tape, okay? So I want to focus purely on that, because we have a lot of training on products and services and solutions and how to do, all kinds of things. I mean, we have amazing training, phenomenal. But one thing they don't, in my opinion, teach very well is client acquisition, right? Which is the most important thing. You got to get in front of people on a daily basis. You got to get in front of people on a consistent basis. And how do you do it in a way where people step forward and are asking for your help and your guidance? How do you do it to where you're creating inbound leads and inbound opportunities, so you're not chasing people, you're attracting people? And that's some of the stuff that I've learned over the years of how to do that. And there's a reason why I went down that road to learn that. Is because it's just completely different when people come to you and ask for your guidance than when you're chasing people down. It's gross. And so I wanted to flip the script again. And a lot of that comes from my background of being in the auto industry. When I was in the auto industry, the dealerships had tons of marketing. They had commercials and, just all kinds of marketing, radio, news, newspaper, all kinds of stuff. They would advertise, they would market, and it would bring people in the door, create inbound opportunities where people would walk into the dealership and come look at cars. And I had to sell them, right? And that environment, it's so much easier than when you're doing, when I got into financial services and it became outside sales, right? And so I was scratching my head when I first got in the business, how do we figure that out? How do we reverse engineer that to be able to do the same thing here, right? Where people come to you and seek you out. And so that's something that I'm going to be teaching. I want to show people how to do that because I see people struggling all the time. And I'm like, man, I've got a gift. I know how to do it. Let me show other people how to do it, so they're not struggling. So anyways, that's something I'm working on. That's one of my goals. Equipping the team with marketing insights, compliance awareness, and real strategies that actually work to bring people to you. So excited about that. Another goal I wrote down, staying consistent with my Series 65 practice and study exams and the progress that I've been making, which, these exams have always been challenging for me. I'm definitely street smart, not book smart. I'm not an idiot. I can study and all this, but look, these books are these exams, they're written by lawyers. So it's lawyer jargon. It's for anybody that's ever taken one of those, you know what I'm talking about. And some people can study those things and get it down easy peasy, not a big deal at all. And some others, like myself, I have a challenge with it. It's not easy for me. So I have to stay consistent with it. I almost have to cram it. I have to just shut out the world and just dive deep into it, which I've already done. I read the book. And so now I'm just taking consistent practice tests to really help it sink in. So it's another one of my goals. I have to keep putting that one out there. And guys, as I go through my goals and things like that, you'll notice that there's a repetition of them sometimes. We're not always going to have tons of new goals. And it wouldn't make sense if you did that. If every day you wrote down, 10 new goals, you wouldn't be able to get to it all. So yeah, sometimes you're going to hear me talk about the same goal until it's checked off the list, until it's done. Then I'm going to report back to you guys, hey, I passed the Series 65, right? So you're going to hear me tell you that one of these days, coming soon, right? But you'll hear me consistently write that goal down every day. You got to keep it in front of you. That's kind of the purpose of this. When you write down your gratitude and goals every day, you're keeping it in front of you, right? It's consistency, right? Discipline compounded daily equals transformation, right? This show is discipline. The first show was off the rails. It was probably not any good. Second show, who knows? They're getting better. I think yesterday was probably not that great. Y'all tuned in yesterday, Monday, I was tired. So, but, look, every day. They're going to get better. They're going to get better and better and better. And who knows, I'll change them up. But it's through consistency. Discipline compounded daily equals transformation. I'm sure a year from now, we'll look at this show and we'll go, dang, it was different. It's better. It's transformed. It's not the same. You know? Same thing with as I'm practicing or doing my practice test for the Series 65. Discipline every day, compounded daily equals transformation. So when I pass the test, I'll get to come back and tell you guys there's the transformation, right? So again, that's another one of my goals I'm working on right now. And third one that I wrote down is to live out Romans 3, as I was reading, which is leaning on God's grace, not my own strength, right? That's something that's been a challenge for me, is always, because I lean on my own strength a lot. Sometimes we got to put that down and just have faith that things are going to work out. You know, when things don't go your way, you stress out, you get upset, you get angry, you get frustrated, you get bitter, you get sad. All those emotions. Look, if you just had more faith, like a lot of that, again, that's why they call him the Prince of Peace, because it will give you peace from all of those emotions. Like, you know, God's got it. You're going to get through whatever it is, right? Again, think about that. When things don't go your way, you have, you know, you get upset, frustrated, angry, pissed off, sad, depressed, all these emotions, right? But again, if you just had that anchor of like faith, true faith, and again, I'm telling you this because this is something I'm working on personally. I'm working on it because I know I've been there in the past where I've had a much stronger relationship and a much heavier anchor, if you will, to keep me from getting bounced around when the storms come. And that's what I'm working on again now. So I know what that looks like because I've been there, and that's what I'm working on now. Because I noticed my ship was getting bounced around in the storm, you know. But when you have faith, you know, it's a beautiful thing. That lean on God's grace, lean on his promise, and see what happens. You know what? When you write in your prayer journal the things that you are asking for, the things that, you know, your prayers that you want to see happen, when you write those things down every day, it's pretty cool, because one of the prayers, you know, 6 months from now, you may look at it and go, oh my gosh, he answered it, right? And you start to notice, oh my gosh, God answers all these prayers. Like, wow, he answered this one and this one and this one and this one. And what does that do? It builds your faith, right? When you write it down and you see it happen, you're like, oh my gosh. It builds your faith. It builds your faith. So I encourage you guys to do it. Try it. Check it out. Daily gratitude prayer journal. Tell God what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, what you need. Write it down. And then if you really want to take it a step forward, speak it out loud, right? It's kind of what I'm doing right here. You can pray, but speak it out loud, and see what happens with that. So again, that's my third goal, is to really try to live out Romans 3, which is leaning more on God's grace and have more faith instead of my own strength, because I make mistakes. I mess up all the time. If I'm relying on me, whew, I can only get so far. But with God, I can go anywhere I want to go. So, all right, here's some questions I have for you as we're wrapping up this episode. What's one area in your business or your career where you've been chasing instead of attracting? In your business, your career, or even your life, your personal life, what's one area where you've been chasing instead of attracting? Right? I'd encourage you to reflect on that. And let's see how we can reverse, flip the script on that. Okay? Another question I have for you: who in your circle could benefit from a mastermind group or a weekly check-in for accountability? Right? Think about accountability. That's what a mastermind is. People sharing ideas, iron sharpening iron, weekly check-ins, accountability. We all grow together. A rising tide lifts all ships. So when people come together and share and get, that's what a mastermind is. So who do you think could benefit from something like that? Right? With some accountability. Could you? Maybe you could. Last question: how are you leaning into God's grace in your goals instead of striving to do it all on your own? Right? So those are my reflection questions I have for you today. And then if this episode or if this message has encouraged you in any type of way, if you've enjoyed it, hit that share button. Share it with somebody that needs to see it, needs to hear it, right? Share it with a colleague, a teammate, somebody who needs a reminder that impact is multiplied in a community. So that's what we want to create here as a community. People that'll get up with me in the morning. I bet y'all still asleep. Y'all probably going to catch the replay. No. You need to get your butt up. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. All right. So impact is multiplied in the community. I hope you guys are getting up. Wake up. Right? Let's go after it. And don't forget, make sure you subscribe to the regular Who You Know Show podcast for deeper conversations, right? This is where I get to interview some of the world's best thought leaders. We're talking about CEOs, entrepreneurs, best-selling authors, celebrities, athletes. I get to interview some really, really amazing people on their journey to success, roadblocks they've overcome. I'm looking for the blueprint to success, right? In all areas of your life. That's what the Who You Know Show is about. It's about your wealth, health, business, career, relationships, right? Your faith. All of these things center around, a healthy life. Because I see people all the time, they've got one side that's going well and another side that's not. Maybe your wealth is great, but your relationships suck. Maybe your health is great, but you're broke, right? Like you got to have a balance on all these things. And that's what this show's about, is trying to help people and help myself even. I mean, really, I'm learning. I love it. I love getting to learn from other people on what made them successful. What was their blueprint to success? And so make sure you subscribe to the regular Who You Know Show podcast. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with these daily episodes. I'm going to probably combine them, edit them and polish them up for the regular podcast. But go check out the regular podcast, the Who You Know Show. Okay, check that out. You're going to enjoy it. I'm actually recording an episode today with Tom Hegna. He's a financial guru. You need to check that out. You'll see that episode drop in probably about a month or so. So, all right, guys. Now remember this. We all fall short, but grace picks us back up. All right? So keep walking, keep multiplying your gifts, and keep building impact that lasts. So let's keep climbing higher together every single day. All right? Let's rock, let's roll, let's fricking go. All right, let me see if I got anybody here with me this morning. I got John C. Mayer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, he says, I'm here to help in any form. Yes, I understand what you mean by studying. Take it as it gets there. I'll be checking on you. Live in the present. Good day. Persevere, my good friend. John, thank you so much for that comment. Appreciate you, brother. You're the man. And the whole 50 grand. There he says right there. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got rocking and rolling with us. I'm over there on Instagram. Y'all need to wake up, though. I think that's what it is. Y'all are all still asleep. It's 6 o'clock. Time to wake that butt up. All right, guys. Y'all have an amazing, blessed